Yeah. Son 7, baby. A Mac 11 doing crazy. Yeah, yeah. Son 7, baby. A Mac 11, Son 7, Mac 11. Yeah. Son 7, Mac 11. Yeah. And it's the daily go get mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it whiz? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing in the left lane, fast lane, no coasting. Hold on. What we got? What we got? It's the daily. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let's get this thing popping. Yeah. And it's the daily go get mism show. You think it ain't when it was? You think do what it does? Valerie Green is all up in the house. What's going on, Miss Green and Carol Chamberlain, me favorita? Always glad to see you. Yo, thanks for coming on through. I appreciate you. Daily Go Get a Mism Show, y'all. On this Throwback Thursday, let's get real about relationships Thursday. Today, we about to get real serious. This ain't nothing about this show going to be funny today. I don't think so anyway. You know, I mean, we can eke out a couple of laughs. Yeah, well, then that'll be a good thing. But tonight, we're going to talk about these dudes that be messing around with young girls. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm at the point where I'm tired of the excuses. You know. Now, this is something that's been going on for years and years and years and years and years and years. Ain't nothing new about it. You know, these older cats, regardless of whether you're talking about guys in their 20s messing around with underage girls, or whether you're talking about these 30-something, 40-something year olds messing around with older teens or young 20s, whatever. Some people don't think that it's a bad thing. Well, we're going to talk about it and speak about it, do something about it. Let's see what we can do about it. It's the Daily Go Get a Mism Show, y'all. So, you know, when they start talking all that stuff about, well, she didn't look her age, I didn't know. You didn't ask for no IDs, though. So that's how it's going down, y'all. So let's get into it right now. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. When this your daily, the daily go get a mism show. We do this every single day. It rains. And the DG will do the same. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the. And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R's. The Daily Go Get It Mism Show going down on this Throwback Thursday. This Let's Get Real About Relationships Thursday. And we are talking about, he said that she looked older than her age. How many times have we heard these older cats messing around with these young girls talking about she looked older? She looked older. I don't know about y'all, but to me, that sounds stupid. It does. It sounds stupid. Like, what do you mean she looked older than she is? I've heard old heads say, after they found out what the age of a girl that they was lusting after, it could have just been a girl who walked past them and they was like, they might have whistled at her or been like, And then somebody said, yo, man, you know that girl only 13 years old. And I've heard old heads say, shoot, she don't look no 13 years old. Now, when a man does that, like, you already kind of know. Where else would you go besides that? She don't look 13. To me, that means that there's more coming after that sentence. Because if you want to put it out there that she don't look 13 and you're going to say it in that way, she don't look 13. I've even heard it worse. I don't know about y'all, but on some real shit, I've heard it worse. I've heard like, shoot, them titties ain't no 13 years old, or that ass don't look no 13. I'm like, come on, y'all. What are you doing? And I heard this as a young boy. I might have only been 13, 14, 15, whatever, underage. And I'm hearing these old heads talking like this. And I remember thinking to myself, like, yo, man, they tripping. Especially when you consider the fact that when I was 16, I wouldn't mess around with a girl who was 13. 14, I was kind of looking at it sideways then. Like, well, it's only 2 years, I know, but you know, that 2 years during that time is a pivotal moment in your life. There's a lot of maturity that you have to take into consideration at that time in your life. You know, there's a lot of growth, there's a lot of change, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going. What the hell? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta turn this back. I gotta turn this back. Hold on, hold on, hold up. Wait a minute. I take a minute to win it. What we got here? Wait a minute. I gotta fix something with my share. Wait, what the fuck am I doing? What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? Okay. I gotta run it back. Run it back. I gotta delete some posts. Okay. And I'm gonna do just that. All right. But yeah, like, you know, during that time in your life, there's a lot of growth that you have to take into consideration during that time, because you really are growing at that time. You really are learning at that time. So it's not sweet like that. It's not sweet like that at all. So nah, son, we not doing that. We not, no. Get rid of this shit here. Oh, wait. Hold on, yo. I'm having some share difficulties. I don't want to get distracted. I gotta take care of something. I take care, you know what I'm saying? And I take care of shit, you know what I mean? All right, boom. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. Okay. We're pumping and warm to the up down sound. Don't get funky, baby. Don't get ill. Says groove to the groove. And let's all chill. Nah. Okay. All right. Boom. Okay. Yeah. So when you hear an old head talking about something, and the old head is anybody that's older than what you are significantly. So an old head can be somebody that's in their 20s if you are in your teens. So you 23 years old, you 24, you 25 years old, and you hollering at somebody that's 15, 16 years old. Nah, that's not a good look. And the way that we deal with this situation, the way that we've dealt with this situation in the hood, is borderline unacceptable. What's going on, Annette Davis, the number one? Annette Davis, the number one. What's going on, ma? Good to see you. Thanks for coming on through. You know how we do. It's all good. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. You know, because some people co-sign this bullshit. You know, like they might not say that somebody is a pedophile when they really are. You know, if you indulge in pedophilia or pedophile-like behavior, then you are a pedophile. You know what I mean? It's not like a one-time offense or something like that. It doesn't go like that. But people want to paint that picture to make it look like it's cool. Like, well, you know, these young girls out here nowadays, you know what I mean? They more mature than they was when we was that age. You know, they know a lot more. They doing things. Some of them be smarter than us. Trying to laugh at all that shit ain't funny. The fuck out of here. And these are the kind of things that we do, or these are the kind of things that men may do to justify that foul shit that they're participating in. And somebody oftentimes is helping them to foster this type of behavior. You know, it ain't pedophiles hanging around with other pedophiles, and none of them seem to believe that they're pedophiles. Do you understand what I'm saying? Pedophiles hanging around with other pedophiles, and none of the pedophiles consider themselves to be pedophiles. No, we just like young girls. You know what I mean? You know, you can't, you know, I've heard them try to justify it with me. Like, well, you know, oh, you just can't beat them young, tight bodies, though. Pussy, who is you talking to? What is you talking about? You can't beat them young, tight bodies. Yes, I can. You know what I'm saying? The only time I couldn't beat it is when I was their age. What is you? Yo, it's that deep, though. It really is that deep, and we're not really paying attention to it. Well, many of us are paying attention to it, but I don't think that it's getting the type of attention that it really deserves. We're not putting this thing on blast. A lot of us aren't putting it on blast the way we should be putting it on blast. But our daughters, our sisters, our cousins, our nieces, our neighbors, they can all become victims of this because we might look the other way. Because some of these old heads who like these young girls might be our sons, our cousins, our brothers, our neighbors, our friends, you know, all of that. So we letting it go. But nah, that's not, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it's not acceptable. All right, so enough of that. Enough of that on my side. We need to get into this tonight. Let's get into this tonight. 319-527-6199. That's the number to call if you want to call in and talk about this topic tonight. We can get into it hot and heavy. You know, this doesn't have to all be about my experiences or what I've heard or what I think. It never has to be that way. Actually, but yeah. You know, let me do my thing. I'm gonna do it. Okay. He said that she looked older than her age. Is it an excuse? Or is there something to that? I never understood how a man can think that a young girl is older than what she says she is. Because the physical part of a girl is one thing. Any woman can have a fat ass, big titties, whatever, juicy lips, a sexy walk, whatever, nice legs, whatever it is that turns a man on. Any woman, any young girl can have that. Any young girl, based on her genetics or whatever, can start to look like an old, like a grown woman when she's just a young woman. But when you start talking to them, that's something they can't fake. Ain't no fake ID for your conversation. If you are of age, if you're 20, 21 years old, your conversation is going to be like a 20 or 21 years old, and a 20 or 21 year old woman. And that's not even very old or mature. It's not. Terry Hawkins, holding it down for the D all day, every day, 365, 52 weeks a year, 12 months. What's going on, man? See you in the longest. You know what I'm saying? I'm genuinely happy to see you. What's up? Thanks for coming through. Always holding it down for the D 24/7, baby, 365. So, yeah. So, the conversation of a 20-something year old is not really all that mature in itself. When you get into your 30s and you get into your 40s, you look at your 20s like, what the fuck was I thinking back in my 20s? Because you may have thought you knew everything. But when you get older, you really start learning some real shit. You realize, yo, when I was young, I ain't know shit. I was really just feeling my way through life. But you couldn't tell me nothing. Especially if you went to college or something like that. So you went to college, got the knowledge or whatever, so you could challenge people on a mental level, on an intellectual level. But see, intelligence doesn't equal maturity. And that's what a lot of people don't seem to understand. Intelligence doesn't equal maturity. So yeah, you may know a lot of shit. It doesn't mean that you've experienced a lot of shit. Like, you could be smart as a whip. It doesn't mean that you're not going to take certain things to heart. It doesn't mean that you're not going to take things personally. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get your feelings hurt. It doesn't mean that you're not going to mistake your physical love for emotional love. It doesn't mean that. That comes with maturity. A lot of people in their 40s don't even get that shit. They don't understand that. So when you are young and impressionable and really haven't been anywhere or done anything, what are we supposed to expect? And I'm wondering how a grown man can't hear that in the conversation that they have with these young girls. So all of that, she didn't look like she was this age or that age or whatever. I'm not trying to hear that shit. I wrote on my page, man. I wrote on my page today. Go ask my mom. Remember back in the day when if you had something going on for yourself and your friends didn't believe you, you would tell them, go ask my mom. Go ask my mom. Like, you don't believe that I'm 13 because I only look like I'm 10? Go ask my mom. She'll tell you. You don't believe that I got a PlayStation 5? Go ask my mom. You don't believe that I'm getting something for Christmas? Go ask my mom. People would always say, go ask my mom. That was your verification. Yet when you start messing around with these young girls and you know that you about to start doing things with them that you know you ain't got no business doing, even if they say yes, you ain't asked to go see you ain't go ask their mom about that shit, did you? All right, old head. All right. So this 13-year-old girl said that she was 16 and you 18. 5-year difference. She said that she was 18, right? I'm sorry. She said that she was 16 and you 18. So you figure 16, 18, they ain't too bad. And it ain't. Okay. Because y'all might still both be in high school. Okay. Well, go ask her mom. Ask her mom. Is she in high school? Ask her what high school she go to. And if you are 18 years old, 19, 20 years old, you know how high school goes. So you know when you are in ninth grade, your badge number, your high school ID number starts at a certain kind of number if you are in a Philadelphia public school system. So if, let's say, when you was a freshman, your high school ID number started with a 4. That ID number is going to follow you all the way until you get out of high school. So your 4, it starts with a 4. All the 4s move to the 10th grade the next year, 11th grade the next year, and 12th grade the next year. Ask to see her ID, her high school ID. You see the numbers on there. If you know that the senior class this year is a 6 and her shit is a 2. I'm sorry. And her shit is a let's see, we'll go 1 to 4. Her shit is a 2. No. The senior class, let's say the senior class was a 4 this year. And her class is a 2. You know what that means? That means either she a dummy and she flunked twice, or she's just not in the grade that she said she was, which means that she's not as old as she says that she was. Listen, you can find out anything about a person that you want to, but I know one thing: you didn't go ask her mom. You say you 18, you say you 16, whatever. All right, well, let me ask your mom. You know your old head ass. You 20 years old. You better not go to her mom crib asking whether she's 16 or 13. You 20. You ain't got no business in that zone no matter what. But niggas don't be caring. Shit, you know, she a young girl. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? She's young and firm. She'll learn. I've heard that shit. I heard that in a rap record. That's what Derek Sadat X said. You know, a brand Nubian. He said she's, you know, she's a young girl. She don't know a lot, but she's young and firm. She'll learn. And he 5%. All right. Well, anyway. So that's what we talking about. That's what we talking about tonight on the daily. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel thus far. Make sure that you share the show. Share the show. I said share the show. Now we're gonna be talking about some real shit tonight because you know I'm starting off with the soft distances in ages. You know what I mean? The soft separation in ages. Where like, all right, maybe we talking about a girl 12, 13, 14 trying to mess around with a man, or, you know, I guess you can call a man 18, 19, 20. And there's accountability on both sides. Because is it the man's responsibility to find out how old the girl is? Or are these girls obsessed, interested, and pursuing these older guys? Is one trying to seduce or convince the other, or is it something else? 319-527-6199. Are they in cahoots? Are they in this thing together? Annette Davis says, hey, what's up, Saboy? Build and destroy. What's up, Saboy? Thanks for coming through. Annette Davis says, when I was 15, this man called me Slim Goodies in front of my mom, and all hell broke loose. I'll bet you one thing, though, Annette. He didn't have to go ask your mother, now did he? Because I'm sure she informed him of what your age was right there on the spot. And that was just a compliment. Because you probably was a Slim Goody. That was just a compliment. You know, like he could have pushed the envelope. And if your mom wasn't there, he probably would have pushed the envelope all the way. Like, here's an envelope. Yeah, fill this envelope. Here's an envelope. Push the Yeah. It goes down like that. But these cats be talking about she didn't look her age, or she told me she was one age or another. Now, I've heard people say that a man should ask for ID and all this kind of shit. I mean, maybe. I only, you know, ID, whatever. How about if a girl looks sick to you, would you ask to see her medical records before you got with her? She looks sick to you. Inside in your head, you're gonna say, nah, I ain't fucking with her. She looks sick. You don't need no medical records. Hey, shorty look like she got AIDS or something. She don't look healthy to me. I ain't fucking with her. You don't need no damn medical records. So how is it if a girl looks young to you, if the red flags are going off in your mind, why do you need ID? Shouldn't that be enough? Like, yo, son, I don't have a good feeling about this. You know, shorty young and attractive, and she all up on me and all that shit, but something don't seem right about this. I don't like the way it feels. This ain't a good look. This ain't this. We not doing that. You know what I mean? What the fuck is this shit about ID? I don't care about no ID. You look young, and I don't feel like me and you should be fucking around with each other. That shit makes me uncomfortable, and I ain't trying to be out here looking like I'm on some old Chester the molester shit. Nah, we not doing that. So I fuck your ID. You ain't the one for me. There's billions of other women out here. I think I'm gonna go test the waters with one of them. Not you. You still a baby. And no, we not going on that shit like, you know, dudes be like, yo, when she get older, she gonna be killing them. Nigga, you hear that pedophile shit you just said? Did you just hear that pedophile shit you just said? So you waiting. You just waiting in the wings like, yeah, she's 15 now. I've been living around my way for 20 years. So all of the young girls that was running around when they was, you know, when they was in single digits or whatever, you know what I mean? I'm still Mr. Omar to them. It's 20 years later. They in their 30s now. They're in their 30s now. I wouldn't give a fuck. They can't, no. They could never get a look from me. They could never get a look from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, this is a no-brainer to me. On some real shit. A straight no-brainer. This ain't hard. This ain't hard. This is very, very easy to me. There's some things that are out of the realm of respectability. And I'm not getting into that. Valerie Green says, when I was 13, my boyfriend was 17. I told him I was 15. We didn't see a problem then. All right. 13 and 17. He really towing the line. So take it a year later. Because at 13, you ain't got no business fucking. Even though 13-year-olds fuck. And I hate to put it that way, but I'm not going front. And when I was 13, I was fucking. I knew 12-year-olds that was fucking, and they wasn't virgins. And it is what it is. And you ain't gonna tell me that has changed today. It hasn't changed in any generation. That was happening when my mom was growing up too. You know how I know? Because she told me. So my mom was born in 1941. So if it was going on like that in the 50s, early 50s and all of that, when she was 12, 13, it ain't new. Her grandmother had my grandmother when she was like 12, 13 years old. Some old young shit. Some old super, super young shit. And that's why my grandmother called my great-grandmother sister her whole life and never mother. Because they grew up like sisters instead of mother and daughter. My great-grandmother was born somewhere in the teens, in the 19 teens. Says some shit. Maybe like 1908. I don't know, some shit like that. Because my grandmother was born in 1921. Holla back. Okay. Let's keep it moving, right? Okay. So, Valerie, take it another year. All right. So, even though a 13-year-old shouldn't be having sex, and I don't know if you were or weren't, but I know that a 17-year-old is going to want to have sex. There's no way that a 17-year-old boy is not going to want to poke something. So if you messing around with a 17-year-old, guess what's going to happen with you and him at some point? He's going to get you there. So let's say your birthday is in late March. You turn 14. He turned 18. You like in your first year of high school, He in his last year of high school, or he already graduated because you're supposed to enter high school when you're 17. Some people whose birthday is before the school year ends are 18 when they graduate. Everybody else is 17. Like I was 17 when I got out of high school. I ain't turned 18 till August 12th. Okay. So taking all of that into consideration, right? Taking all of that into consideration. It's a 3-year age difference. I'm sorry, it's a 4-year age difference. It's tough. When I was 18, I remember meeting this girl at the Def Jam concert. You know, year was 88. So LL was headlining that year. LL was headlining that year, and I was graduating high school that year. This little young girl, little brown skin cutie, I'll never forget her. Because we had floor seats. We down there dancing and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the Sonic was on stage. Houdini. You know, having a good time. Got a number, whatever. I didn't know how old she was. I knew she looked a little younger. But you know, she had the little fly girl starter kit, little star earring. She ain't had the bamboos or the shrimps or the, whatever. The onyx, the gold. She ain't had that. She had like some star earrings. I was like, whatever. I remember she called me. And she was talking to me on the phone, and she was like, well, I'm gonna come around your way. And I was like, hold on. I was like, how old are you? She was like 14. I was like, what? She was on some Keith Sweat shit. I know you're young, but you're ready. Ready to learn. And she was from Germantown. She was going to Germantown High School. And she was like, yeah, all right, I'm going to come around your way, blah, blah, blah. She was ready. And I was like, nah, shorty, we didn't say shorty back then. It was just like, nah, no. Mm-mm. I was freshly 18. She was 14, going a freshman in school. I was like, I ain't want no part of that shit. I wouldn't, nah. And I thought about this shit like, yo, the next man went ahead and smashed that little hottie. Like, fuck it. We only 4 years apart. You just graduated. I was like, fuck no. I ain't never been in no bullshit like that. We're not doing that. Fuck no. And she was pushing the envelope. She was like, well, why? She was like, well, I mean, you 18, but, like, blah, blah, blah. So she was a little hottie, fast. And it's crazy, man, because later on, like I said, she went to Germantown High School. I moved up Germantown Avenue in Topahaka Street, where I would live for another 10 years. And I remember being on the trolley. And I remember seeing her maybe like the next year, whatever. And I said, she acted like she ain't recognized me. And maybe she didn't. You know what I'm saying? But I recognized her and I was like, But she was all in. She didn't lie about her age. And I couldn't say that she looked older than she did because she didn't. She ain't look no older. You know what I mean? Maybe a year older. Because she carried herself nice. She carried herself nice. You could tell that, she came from a family, took care of her, made sure she had nice clothes and shit like that. And if I was another kind of dude, I would have rationalized that she was mature, but she wasn't mature. What was we going to talk about? I'm on my way into college. She on her way into high school. Fuck out of here. But nah, we not doing that. No. All right. I thought about that. I thought about her. I was like, I wonder whatever happened to her. I wonder because putting herself in that position back then. Her putting herself in that position back then. I wonder what other position she got put in after that. But I didn't want to be part of I didn't want to be that part of her history as she was growing up. I was a good guy when I was a teenager. I didn't play. My 20s too. After that, and then it started going off the rails, but not when it comes to no young girls. All right. Emily Dunlap says, my son's girlfriend was too young for him. At first, they didn't listen to me. Finally, my son heard what I was saying. Oh, it's the age difference. Because it makes a difference when, let's say, after they 18 or whatever, like, what do y'all think? Do y'all think, let's say a girl is fresh out of high school, 18, 19 years old, and a dude like 26, 27 wants to get with her? That too old? For that time frame, for that age frame, it might be acceptable. For some people might say no. He's already a grown man. Starting his life. He's doing blah, blah, blah. She's just getting out of high school. She's just starting out there. You know, she's young and impressionable. But they always said that girls mature faster than boys then, right? But see, when it comes to this situation, we gotta start digging deeper, right? I don't know. Let me see. Hold on, let me pop this joint out. Okay. Bobby Hill say, I didn't see you. See, I popped the chat out. This is better. And Ansel Jones, my brother Ansel Jones. I didn't see you. Man, that other chat, that should be drawling. That shit ain't what's up. All right. So, T. Carey Wright says, if he has values, his livelihood, then a man should do his best to confirm a young lady's age. Go ask her mother. And with your ring on, I can't be your lover. Valerie Green says, when my dad found out he wanted to kill him, when he turned 18, it was really hard. Yeah, I imagine it was really hard. Yeah. Yeah, when you was 14, and when you was 13, he was really hard. 14. Yeah. You know, you can't stop that young boy, that young boy stiffy. That thing is off the chain. Shit is on some other shit, son. Hey, yo, for Brad, son. And that's just then. You know, that's when you really don't, you really could get away with not knowing or not understanding or trying to bust a move. You get a little bit older, come on, man, stop playing. All right. T. Carey Wright says, I used to fight dudes who were trying to get at my teenage cousins. They were grown men. I wasn't having it. And then David says, my grandfather was born in 1902 and my grandmother was born in 1919. Oh. My brother from another mother, Norris Hill. That's up, my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. What's going on, my brother? Thanks for coming through. It's always a good time when I see you. Word up. Yeah, this shit's serious. You know what I mean? This shit's serious. Round the way, girl. Yeah, man. You know, like it's a tough situation. What's going on, girl, Nikki? What's up, girl, Nikki? And Shirley Share, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Share, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's going on? How you feeling? How you feeling? Good to see y'all. Word up. But yeah, this shit is seriouser than you think. For real. That's right. It's seriouser. This is seriouser than you think. Now let's dig a little deeper into this thing. Oh, Valerie, you trying to call in? Hold on now. All right, there you go. Caller with the last numbers 5814. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind? You gotta turn down your device so I can't hear me. All right. I can barely hear you. Let me see if I can turn you up. All right, go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify some things.
Okay.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
So, like I said, I approached this guy, and I didn't know how old he was either. I was, like I said, I was 13 years old. I had just lost my mother 3 years earlier.
Okay.
And my father was raising me and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in an all-night movie theater, the Early Theater. And I tripped him. I told him he stepped on my foot.
Wait, can you speak up a little bit more?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I just want to make sure everybody else can hear you too. Go ahead.
Can everybody hear me now?
Yeah, you better now. There you go.
Okay. So I told him that he stepped on my foot so that I could meet him. I had saw him a couple times. I didn't know how old he was.
Uh-huh.
I had always hung around older people, so I thought that I was older. I felt older. I kept myself like an older person. So I don't think he thought that I was 13. He probably thought that I was older because I hung out with old people. Anyway, long story short, we fell in love with each other, and we were together for 5 years. And we drove our parents crazy because they couldn't keep us away from each other. And many times my father chased him away, threatened him, threatened his parents threatened me. And, I just wanted to come on to say that, sometimes, it does happen where a young person and an older person is not intentionally with a pedophile situation. But speaking up fast forward to now, I said that I would never see this gentleman. I thought I would never see this gentleman again ever in life. He was like my first boyfriend. And 2 years ago, I met him again on Facebook. And do you know what he asked me? He said to me, he said, Valerie, he said, I was watching the R. Kelly thing, and I felt really bad because it made me feel like I did something bad to you. And I said, wow, really? I said, I never felt that way. I never felt like you did me any harm because he wouldn't have sex with me for the first year that we were together. And he never pressured me to have sex until I was ready. And it was just it was puppy love. And I never felt pressure from him or anything like that. So I just wanted to add that to the conversation that, yes, there are pedophiles out there. I have been molested. I have been raped in my life as a child. And I do know that anguish in my life. I had been approached by grown men as a teenager. I do know that, you know. But in this situation that I was being forced in my relationship with this gentleman, this young man that I saw too as a young boy, we grew up laughing, joking as teenagers. It was always teenage fun. I never saw him as a grown man, like 90 seconds. Mr. Harry across the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But let me ask you this. Even though it was a consensual situation that you really kind of pursued him with, do you think, all right, now he's 4 years older than you, but the thing is he was 4 years older than you at a pivotal time in your life. I mean, this is a time when you're really just growing up. You're a young girl, 13 years old, 14 years old, very young, very impressionable, very green, very wet behind the ears and all of that. And he's not all that older either. He's just starting his life as a man. But it's a big deal between there's a big difference between starting your life, just becoming a girl and just becoming a man. You know what I'm saying? It'd be different if you was just becoming a woman and he was already a man or whatever, depending on what the difference is. But there really is only, or there really was, well, is and was only a 4-year age difference between the two. It's not like the kind of shit that R. Kelly tried to do when he was like 25 years old, messing around and marrying Aaliyah, who was 10 years his junior. You know, you talking about a 25-year-old and a 15-year-old. There's no way you can justify that, So, but
I made him think about it,
well,
his own self.
Well, he did think about it, and he made a decision. Yeah. He made a decision based on that. But let me ask you this: so you said he didn't pressure you to have sex. He wouldn't have sex with you the first year. So that means he had sex with you when you were 14. So
yeah, well, when I met him, we met.
But you gotta speak up. You gotta speak into the mic.
When we met, he turned 17, and I was 13, and I was turning 14 that March.
Okay.
So technically, I didn't have sex with him till I was about to turn in my 16, turning 16. So still, I'm young. Still young. I haven't turned 16 yet.
Right.
I'm still in that young age. But I do want to say this too, that as I'm older now, and I know, I'm thinking as myself as a younger girl, I do know that I was, as I said, my mother had just passed. My father was a workaholic. Me and my sister spent a lot of time alone. We spent a lot of time to ourselves. She had her boyfriend. I had my boyfriend. So it was that type of situation where we were alone. And we were our own bosses. So we were almost grown up ourselves. And then I became emancipated. So we were just two young girls raising ourselves. And he became almost not my parent, but we were almost like a couple living in a couple situation. And I kind of know that I was growing up very fast, but it was circumstance. It was my circumstance.
What makes you say? What makes you say that you were growing up very fast?
Because I didn't have parents around.
Mm-hmm. So
I was left not record.
I guess the reason I ask you that is because a lot of times we think that we have grown up fast because we have experienced some negative things that have happened in our lives. But I'm not sure if that means that we're growing up. You know what I'm saying? To me, you're only growing up when you. Huh?
I didn't see him as being a part of the negative part of me growing up. I'm saying prior to that.
No. I was just asking you about what you said about you were growing up fast. Like when a lot of times when people say that, or when they say I had to grow up fast, they're normally talking about either having to live that street life or having to take on responsibilities that were probably beyond what they take on responsibilities that were
Yeah,
yeah.
that could be beyond the norm. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure why we consider that to be growing up, because to me, you're not grown up until you start figuring out life. Not just when you start having life forced on you, but when you start figuring out how to navigate yourself, what positions to put yourself in, how to make life easier, how to prioritize,
Yeah.
how to categorize. You know what I mean? To me, that's what growing
Yeah.
up is about.
Well, I do agree with you in that sense, and I think that that was around like in those years. I was still in high school. I was still in school,
Mm-hmm.
so part of that was making sure that I do that. Get myself through school, and he was a big part of that. As my sister, and like I said, I'm still a teenager here,
Right.
so um, I'm just trying to make sure that I feed myself, clothe myself, and get to school.
Mm-hmm.
And the other part of him is just a normal teenager having a boyfriend. So as far like you were saying, ask your mother, ask her mother. I didn't have parents there, but there was a parent. But once he found out, then all hell broke loose. But then he wasn't really there. It's hard to explain.
No, I get it. I know what you're saying. I do. I totally get it. But see, that's the thing about it though. You know, our lives are based on decisions, and sometimes the decisions that we make aren't the right decisions. And the decisions that a predator would make are different than the decisions that a mature, forward thinking, and safe person would make. Now, I'm not saying that your boyfriend, who was 3.5 years older than you, was predatory
Was a
towards you.
predator.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. You
Yeah.
know, but 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 the thing is, you recognize where you are in certain times in your life. 3.5 years is a big deal when you're in that age frame in your life. At that time, 3.5 years is sort of like 7 or 8 years during that time. You know what I'm saying? As we get older, the age gap starts not to make as much difference. It starts not to be as much as a factor. Like a 40-year-old messing around with a 28-year-old. Well, neither one of them are babies, and that's a double digit age difference. However, he's just going to have to deal with him going in the middle age and her still being young and all of that. He's going to have to deal with her lack of maturity as they get older, because they're not going to get closer to each other in age. He's going to start becoming an older man, and she's still going to be a younger woman to him. So they're going to be certain things that she's going to be into and will hold on to, where he's leaving all of that shit behind, and it can cause a gap between the two. So it's bigger than being a pedophile or whatever during that age. But you still have to take certain things into consideration as far as maturity is concerned. And a lot of people don't really understand what maturity is. Some people think that maturity, yeah, a lot of people think that maturity is just about um you know um I'll tell you one thing I've noticed about people who say that people are mature. They will say that a young person has an old soul, or that they are wise beyond their years, or that they are mature, as long as they don't get on their fucking nerves. That's how older people gauge maturity. They don't get in trouble a lot, and they don't get on my nerves. They're kind of mature.
Don't be silly.
Huh?
And if you're not silly, you're mature.
That's what I'm saying.
As long as you're not silly.
That's what I'm saying. So if you act like you got a little bit of sense, some people would say that you're mature, but maturity comes with experience. Maturity comes with, like, some of the things that you do when you're mature is you learn when to speak and you learn when to shut the fuck up. That's hard for a young person to really know. Like, maturity is when you know that when you don't know something, you should just keep quiet and listen, instead of acting like you know something or trying to change the conversation to what you do know to hide what you don't know. That's immaturity. But a lot of people don't recognize that. They figure as long as you sit still and be quiet, you know what I mean, and only speak when you're spoken to, then you're mature. No, that's not maturity. You know what I mean? It's just somebody who just may be shy. But but go ahead.
I was gonna say, I also think that it's something that I had to look at myself is to how vulnerable I was as a person back then. You know, once me and him got into this conversation about, him and me being at that different age and all the things that we allow ourselves to go through from our parents and just society at a whole. And why did we do that? And even though we were young, we were having fun, but we did go through a lot. And, I had to say to myself, I was always a very vulnerable teenager back then because, I had a lot going on. I had these things that I thought were bruises and scars and, my mom not being my body not being struggling. All these things that I thought he just, took off my shoulders and he saved me and he rescued me. And how easy it was for, me to just hand it all over to him and just not fight for myself and learn how to be strong, and to know that strength today is in me, but to tell him, to want to say to him, thank you, because I never got a chance to do that. As a person, just even with all the conflict that me and him had and all the things that we went through with our parents, to be able to, as adults, for him to be able to say what he felt and for me to say what I felt.
Yeah.
Was just so refreshing. It was really good to be able to do that and to be vulnerable, because a lot of men aren't. He just recently passed this week too, and for you to have this as a conversation and for me to lie on, it's just a good relief, to be able to put it out there, because it's not for me, it's not no shame, because I didn't walk with him in shame on those days, and I'm not ashamed of the relationship today because it happened as a part of my life.
Right.
But for young girls today, I wouldn't want my daughter to walk in here at 13 and say, "Mom, I got a boyfriend. He's 17."
Right. I was going to ask you that.
No. Oh, no. I would never want no young girl at 13 to have that experience that I had of 13, of even all the things I could say, oh, it was so joyous. No. It was so painful. And that's the honest God truth.
Okay. Now
the pain outweighs the joy.
Okay. Now, what were some of the pains that you felt like you had with that experience? What hurt you?
If I could be transparent, let me see if I can. This risk of childbirth, abortion, tearful nights of not being able to be together, uh, worries of him being hurt by my father, uh, the terrible names of being called by his mother, um, people looking at me, people looking at him as if, we were, doing something wrong. Um, just, you know,
I get it. Yeah.
it's just, you understand that emptiness of separation and
Yeah.
by being so bounded together, losses of, you know, being pregnant and someone saying, you don't have a choice. You're getting rid of this child.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. I don't care who you are. I don't care who he is. You don't have a choice. Forced abortion.
Yeah.
That is painful. At
Yeah.
any age.
Definitely.
So that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I understand. I really do. That is a tough situation. It really is. And that's why I was asking you, like, because it's from your personal experience. Of course, there's going to be good things and bad things that you could probably get out of that experience. But I wanted to know what you felt from your heart, because people on the outside looking in, they can paint things as being okay, or they can paint things as being dirty and nasty and illicit and all of those kind of things. But because you were living that experience, of course, you're going to have a different perspective. So when I ask you, like if your daughter got into the same situation, would you be able to have enough good experiences to say, all right, well, even though your experience with this situation may not be the same as mine, but here would be some of the things that you have to look out for. But as an active parent, you probably wouldn't be able to justify that or co-sign that union no matter what, because just like you were saying, your mom wasn't there. Your mom had passed, so you were dealing with that. So I'm sure that emotionally you had a lot going on your plate, and he may have been something like a hero to you. You know what I'm saying? A rescuer, somebody that was strong, young, strong, but in your corner, somebody that you could lean on a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you were weak, but we all need somebody to help us out at certain points in our life, in our lives. How long did your relationship last?
It lasted for 5 years.
5 years. Okay. So by the time so so you were like 18, 19 by the time y'all ended, and he was about what, like 22, some like
Yeah.
21.
It started ending. It started really ending around like about when I was 17. I found out that he started using heroin, and he started saying little things like, "You just killed my child. Like, let him kill my child." And just start being this blame thing, on me, and it became hard. My relationship, just everything became my fault, my fault, my fault, and the relationship just broke down because I moved away and started dating my old boyfriend from my old childhood and got married and went away.
Mm.
So
So
it was about 4 years.
so what I'm getting out of this is that it, what I'm getting out of this is that you really had an emotional relationship. You didn't have just a physical relationship, which makes the dynamic of your relationship a little bit more acceptable than another relationship out here where old head, or older guy, might be, saying where he really just wants to make an excuse or have an excuse for dating a young girl, because he's really thinking with his dick. but he's masking it, trying to make it sound like, you know, she's mature or whatever, or that he's helping her. I've heard all kinds of shit from from older dudes, well, dudes that were older than the girls that they were pursuing or that they were going with. Yo, a few years ago, this was just a few years ago, I remember seeing this situation that was going on in Chester, Pennsylvania. This young girl couldn't have been more than like 16, 17 years old. And she was messing around with this dude that was like 50 years old. Like, what? And everybody on that block knew what was going on with this situation. I'm looking at this shit like, huh? Like, and I'm looking at the young girl and I'm like, what you mean? What do you mean that he goes with her? Like, yeah, her mom said it was okay and blah, blah, blah. What you mean her mom said it was okay? Like, what is this? And when I pulled up on the block, she looking at me like, hey, I'm like, no, hey, nothing. The fuck is this crazy shit? So this kind of these kind of things, this kind of thing goes on in a lot of places, and it's not always a situation where people are looking down on it. Sometimes it's a situation where people just looking the other way. They may be looking down on it, but ain't nobody saying nothing. How the hell can a 50-year-old man be dating a 17-year-old girl?
We also have to just also look at both ways too, and because I have to take responsibility for my part. I put my foot out, and I wanted to know who he was. So some of these young girls, they are that aggressive. You know, I mean, they want what they want, and they are going after some of these old men for that pension. They know they hold them up. They know they got the VA, they got the SSI, they got the SSCI, they got all that money or whatever they got, and they want it. And they going after it. And they don't care what they need to do, have to do, should do. You know, and that's not for every situation. Some people just want companionship. Young girls don't want to deal with these young boys out here beating them. They want stability for their children. And these older men, they can give it to them.
Well, see, the thing is, I'm not even concerning myself with no 20-year-old, 20-something-year-old, because that's a situation, that's another situation in and of itself. I don't approve of it. I don't co-sign it. I don't think that is right. You know what I mean? But when we talking about underage girls, when we talking about young women who don't really have any business making their own life decisions yet, like, nah, I'm not going for that. You know what I'm saying? So you 14, 15, 16 years old, and you messing around with this dude 24, 25 years old. He knows better. And if you don't know no better, then he better be retarded. Because that's the only way that you shouldn't know any better than that. So it's a whole.
Mm-hmm. Let me share one more story with you real quick. I have a niece, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's 32 years old. She's a grandmother.
I'm sorry, what? Wait, hold, slow down, ma. How old is she?
She's 32.
She's 32?
Years old.
Is she a grandmother?
Yeah, she's a grandmother. Mm-hmm. I thought they just had a baby.
Yeah, well, that.
16.
And she had a baby when she was 16, right?
And she had a baby when she was 16.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
So,
I'm
just say, when you say about permission, who's giving permission? We gotta look at who's giving permission now.
Right.
Because when that 16-year-old daughter brought that 20-year-old and that 19-year-old in the house, she gave permission, I'm sure. But he probably said, I got something for you, Mom. Here, here's something roll upon it, or something, whatever.
You know, back in the crack days, back in the crack era in the 80s and 90s, you buy a young girl mom a microwave or some shit like that. Buy a VCR, and all your opposition would go away. And it's as ridiculous as that sounds, it's true. I seen it. So I don't know, man. You know, like the situation is mad serious, and it's nothing to play around with. It really isn't. You know, we didn't even get into a lot of the nastiness. Like I have stories about this kind of shit for days and days and days. Unfortunately, I do, but we could go on forever. You know, but no, and that's, I'm glad you shared your story. I really am. Appreciate it. All right, well, let's get ready to get on the body here. But thanks for calling in, and thanks for sharing your story, because it was important, and it was definitely relevant to the topic, and I mean you lived that life, and trust me, I'm sure that the people who heard your story, they can relate. Almost every woman that I know has had some type of experience with an older guy. You know, yours wasn't that older, but for that time in your life, you know, it was an issue. But you ain't alone. You know, there are things much worse going on out there right now.
Right. I do understand that.
Yeah.
You know, my story to help somebody, I don't mind sharing, you know.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening, everybody.
All right. You take care. Be safe.
All right.
And have a good holiday weekend.
You too, brother.
All right, peace. Well, there you have it, y'all. So listen, I almost feel like we should do a part 2 to this, but we got to get up out of here for right now. We got to get we got to get up out of here. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious July 2nd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special, because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They are SPECIAL. They are number one out the box. My girl Latanya Foster, and we used to do a show together all the way back in the day in the 2K16. So my girl Latanya Foster turning 52 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Latanya. And also Stacy Carver, comedian Stacy Carver. You know what I mean? Turning 50 years old today. You know, 1970, baby. That's my man right there. Happy birthday to you, Stace. And also Annie Sophia Henderson. Annie Sophia Henderson, happy birthday to you. And last but not least, my man promoter Yusuf Jackson. Yusuf Jackson, what's going on, my brother? It's always a pleasure. And yo, you keep banging. You keep doing the damn thing. Happy birthday to you. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares this birthday when it's glorious. July 2nd, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on, do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing. Y'all represent the queens and kings. Do your thing. Y'all represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, hey, yo, man, listen, this whole young, older dude dating this young girl, underage girl shit, there is nothing to justify that. If you are of age If you are 18 and older and you're messing around with a 13, 14, 15-year-old, come on, man. I mean, listen, besides the illegal part of it, you are really saying something about yourself. And I hate to talk about this, how, one day you may have a daughter and you're going to have to make these decisions for yourself, or you may have to revisit this situation for yourself. You may have to relive this whole experience and make a whole different decision than you did back when you was living it. So I mean, these cats out here, they can try to justify this shit all they want. They can try to act like it ain't this and ain't that and blah 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 dig it dang dang. No, and we ain't even get into these 30-year-olds, 30 something year olds messing around with these 17-year-olds, and we ain't even get into the whole back in the day when we was in high school in the 80s and 90s and shit, seeing all of the cars pull up at the high school at 2 o'clock when high school got out, picking up these young girls. We ain't even get into all of that. They getting dropped off, they getting picked up. We ain't even getting into that. We ain't even get into the whole, the women of today who was getting carried by the older dudes of yesterday, and how fondly they looked upon that experience. Everybody don't look at that R. Kelly thing as a bad thing. As you can see, many people defended R. Kelly. And R. Kelly is one example. He's not the only example. He's not the only example that you are aware of. He's just a celebrity example that stands out because of his superstar status. But no, he ain't alone. He ain't the first person you ever heard about going through what he went through. No, not even close. And he won't be the last. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do when the situation gets closer to you? Statutory rape? How do you make a man stop liking young girls? Because we can talk about going to jail, we can talk about counseling and all of that kind of shit. How do you make a man stop liking what he likes? How do you make a young girl stop liking what she likes? She don't like the young dudes around her own age. Just like Valerie was saying. She want a more mature dude. An older dude. Somebody who can hold a nut longer. That kind of shit. Yeah, we can look at it like it ain't what it is all we want. But guess what? It is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, we got to stop playing around with it and pretending like it's something different than what it is. Well, but we'll see. What Emily Dunlap says, Millie Jackson song, younger man, older woman, just got in my head. Oh, Millie Jackson used to be talking all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? I remember one lyric in one of her songs. She said she was 17, he was 31. That album was the fucking bomb too. That the album that she did with Loving You Was Wrong, I Don't Want to Be Right. Because the album was like, it ain't had no breaks in it. It was like a long story on both sides of the album. This shit was very dope. She says she was a young girl. She didn't know what to do or say. It was, man, listen, man. And and the weird thing about it is your looks don't always have a lot to do with it. Because we be thinking that, it's these girls with these big baby making hips or these big titties and fat ass. It ain't always about that. It ain't always about that. I know skinny girls and even girls that wasn't even all that cute, in my opinion. Wasn't even all that cute. But they may have had a certain sex appeal, and it appealed to that older dude. 40 years old, messing around with a 16-year-old. You 35, messing around with a 17-year-old. That kind of shit. You 28, messing around with a 15-year-old. Yo. Like I said, she might have been a little skinny thing. She ain't look no, all of this. She don't look this age. She don't look that age. Stop, cut the bullshit, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. But the game is going to get run the way it gets run, man. Let's get on up out of here. Listen, I appreciate y'all coming through. Everybody who spoke in the chat. I appreciate y'all, man. Peace to all my go-getters. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all back to life. I hope y'all enjoy listening to the show as much as I enjoy broadcasting it, and I did really, really enjoy broadcasting it tonight. Make sure y'all share the show. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel thus far. We're gonna get on up out of here. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So Blog Talk, we out of here. I holla.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
And yo, you too. Hey, you too. I holla too. Peace.